Okay, some of you guys I didn't get an outline from. I think I've been pretty lenient on missed homework. So starting Monday, that will not be. If I do not receive anything from you, there's no excuse. I'm in this classroom. You can put it in this tray. It is an automatic 0, okay? I'll give you 1 day to make it up, but the highest grade that you can get is a 90. So we need to turn in our homework on time, okay? Make sure you guys write it all in your planners. All right, that's what, or your planners or your notebook or something, okay? Make sure that you're writing it down. I don't want to hear I forgot it on my desk, I left it at home. Okay, you know you need to turn in homework the next day it is due. That is in your syllabus, and you guys signed it, said that you guys read it, so that's what we'll do, okay? Go ahead and turn to page number, using our outlines, page number, give me 1 second. Page number 33, okay? Page, grammar. I said take out your literature books, I mean your grammar books, okay? Grammar books, page number 33, all right? Page number 33 in grammar, we're kind of talking about the outline, correct? So some of you guys, when you turned in your outlines, it didn't really have that much parallel or that much structure, which is fine. This exercise was kind of just to see and practice the outline, okay? Let's look on page number 32, okay? Page 32, number 8, okay? State the points in parallel form, okay? So letter A, what does it say? For a topical outline, each point is only a what? Word or? Everyone turn to page number 32 in your grammar books and follow along, please. Okay? For a topical outline, each point is only a word or a phrase, okay? For letter B, a sentence outline, all points should be what? Complete sentences, okay? It was either or. Okay, so what that means is if you're writing a sentence outline, all your points need to be complete sentences, not some topics and some sentences, not some ending with a period and then some having 2 words in it. That's what parallelism, that's what that means, okay? If it's a topical outline, you don't want to have sentences in there and you want to just have 1 or 2 things, okay? That's what parallelism is. And another part of parallelism, Sophia and Savannah, please pay attention, okay? Another part of parallelism is that it has to align with each other, okay? Look on page number 33. Our outline about Thomas Jefferson, okay? So Thomas Jefferson on page 32 is giving you all of these corresponding points and all of these subpoints and details, okay? So you want to arrange your paper in chronological order. We kind of already talked about what chronological order was, and it's arranging the details, Yuvia. Okay, arranging the details from the beginning to the end, from the end to the beginning, different things like that. It's based on time. So this one, you want to arrange from when he began as a young man to then he became a colonial leader to then he served as a national statesman. Okay? And then letters 1, 2, and 3 are all starting with the word what, class? Look in your outlines. As. Okay? Number 1, as a young man. Number 2, as a colonial leader. Number 3, as a national statesman. That is what parallelism is. Okay? Look at letter A, B, and C under number 1. Okay? Number 1, building Monticello at Shadwell. What does that mean for the next few points? Yes, that they all have to be ending in ing. So it should be practicing law at Williamsburg, becoming interested in politics, okay? Same thing with letter A and B, okay? And number 2, as a colonial leader is your point, so then you're looking at what he did as a colonial leader, and in this case, he was in the House of Burgesses and he was in the Virginia legislature, okay? You would put in the House of Burgesses first because look at the dates, 1769 to 1775. That's before in the Continental Congress. Okay? So in the House of Burgesses, in the Continental Congress, look at your details. Supporter of separation from England. Okay, what would number 2 be? Does anybody know? Author of the Declaration of Independence. Why, Amethyst?
Because the Declaration, when he was supporting separation from England, and the Declaration of Independence was our declaration of being independent from them, so it kind of
Not only that, okay, good points. Not only that, but because supporter is who he was, the second one has to be who he was as well. So he was a supporter and an author. That is why those two are listed together. Does that make sense to everybody? It's talking about who he was in the Continental Congress. He was a supporter of separation from England. He was the author of Declaration of Independence. Both of those are talking about him and who he was, okay? And then letter C, in the Virginia legislator, that's letter C. That also corresponds with A and B. Okay, let's look at number 3. As a national statesman, look at letter B. It says he was appointed Secretary of State. So what do you think A and C need to be? What do you think A and C need to be if letter B is ending in appointed? Adrian? Okay, they need to end in ED, or they need to be that same verb form used in those outlines. So letter A would be served in Congress. Okay, letter B, appointed Secretary of State. Letter C, elected to the highest offices. Hopefully this is making sense, okay? Go ahead and turn over to page number. We did using end marks. Let's look at our homework from last night. Okay. You pull that up. Okay. Our homework last night was page 46, exercise C. Okay, that's using semicolons and colons you were to read, or was it A and B? A and B. Okay. Sorry? Yeah, sorry, A and B. Okay, let's look through the rules of the semicolon. Okay, number 1, use a semicolon between independent clauses if you do not use a comma and a coordinating conjunction. Okay, so we kind of talked about different things like this before, or you should have in previous classes, not yet in this one, but a semicolon would be instead of a comma and, or a comma and a but between two independent clauses or two sentences, okay? That's when you would use a semicolon. Look at your example. Punishment brings wisdom, semicolon. It is the healing art of wickedness, okay? That would be talking about punishment. The word it is talking about punishment. You could also say punishment brings wisdom and it is the healing art of wickedness, but instead of saying and, instead of saying and, you can include a semicolon right there, okay? Semicolon rule 2, a semicolon may be used between independent clauses, even with a coordinating conjunction, to make it obvious where the first independent clauses end. This semicolon is usually needed when there are commas in the first clause or when the clause is too long. So look at your example, okay? Ignorance of all things is an evil neither terrible nor excessive, nor yet the greatest of all. But great cleverness and much learning, if they are accompanied by a bad training, are a much greater misfortune. Okay, I guess we're quoting all this stuff from Plato today, but if you guys notice that ignorance of all things is an evil nor neither terrible nor excessive, nor yet the greatest of all. Okay, that is a really, really long clause or a sentence. And notice that there is a comma already within that sentence. So in order to avoid confusion and separate different clauses, you could put a semicolon in between those two clauses, even if there is the word but. You don't have to put a comma in before the word but. That is a coordinating conjunction. Okay, number 3, use a semicolon between independent clauses joined by transitional words, such as accordingly, consequently, for example, for instance, however, namely, nevertheless, that is, then, therefore, thus. Okay? These words are not equivalent to coordinating conjunctions. Look at your note. These words are followed by a comma if they cause a distinct break in the flow of sentences. But if the transitional word seems closely connected to the following clause, not requiring a pause when to read, bless you, the comma may be omitted. The connectives, for instance, that is, however, and namely are always followed by a comma. Okay, look at your examples. The Bible teaches that God is a spirit, semicolon. Thus, we cannot see him. Look at your other example. The Bible also teaches that God is a holy being, comma, that is, semicolon, comma, that is, comma, he is free from any sinful attributes or dispositions. So within that sentence, there would be a comma or a semicolon after a clause with the word thus or such as accordingly, consequently, different things like that. And then if you notice in your second example, that is comma, there is a semicolon in between being and that. That's just separating the two independent clauses, okay? So watch for those in your sentence. Number 4, use a semicolon between items in a series if the items themselves contain commas. Okay, so that's if you have series like red, black, and blue, and then you have another series, you would separate those series with semicolons, or if you're just saying a lot of things within a sentence and those already have commas, then you can separate clauses with a semicolon. Look at your example. Harvard University in Cambridge, comma, Massachusetts, semicolon, William and Mary College in Williamsburg, comma, Virginia, semicolon, and Yale University in New Haven, comma, Connecticut, comma, are the 3 oldest universities in the United States. So when you would use a semicolon is if there's already a bunch of commas within that sentence to separate a series or things like that. Okay, let's move on to the colon. Use a colon before listed items, especially when announced by such words as follows or the following. Do not use a colon to introduce a list that is the complement of a verb or the object of a preposition. So when you're saying something, I'm going to say, the examples of sports are the following. Then I would put a comma or a colon, and then I would list all these examples of sports within a sentence, different things like that. If you guys look at your examples, we have vacationed in, colon, Arkansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Tennessee. Okay, that is incorrect. The colon separates the preposition from its object. So in Arkansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Tennessee. Kentucky, North Carolina, and Tennessee are all object of the prepositions. You don't separate those from its preposition. How it would be correct is the last sentence. We have vacationed in the following states. Then you would put a colon there, and then you would list your series, okay? Number 2, use a colon to introduce a statement or quotation that is formally announced. If you're formally announcing something that someone said, you use a colon rather than a comma. Number 3, use a colon between independent clauses when the second clause gives a fuller explanation of what is stated in the first clause. Look at your example. Summer camp had a tremendous effect on the young people. They came home with a genuine desire to serve the Lord. Okay, the tremendous effect of the young people was they came home with a desire to serve the Lord. That little clause is explaining what their tremendous effect was. Therefore, there was a colon in between. Okay? Number 4, use a colon between the chapter and verse of a biblical reference. You kind of already know that. Use a colon between hour and the minute of a time reference. Use a colon after the salutation of a business letter. So when you're writing a note to your friend, you can use Dear Avery, comma. Okay? But when you're writing to maybe Mr. S, and you're like formally writing to him, then you would say, Dear Mr. S, colon. Okay? Let's look at exercise A. Did we do the odds or the evens? Or did we do all of them? Odds? Okay. I think. Okay, good. All right, well, let's go ahead and go over those. Number 1, Gabby, can you tell me where you put your punctuation, your semicolons, and your commas? Okay. Is that all you did? Okay, there should be comma after lunch. Jaden, what did you do in number 3? Semicolon after swimming. Nice. Derek? Number 5. Okay. Any commas anywhere? Okay, comma should be after the word is, after that is. Number 7, Doug? Okay. No comma is needed there. It's just a semicolon after humor. Okay. Jeremiah, number 9. Not a comma. Semicolon. Semicolon after contempt. Okay, number 1, Amethyst in exercise B. Okay. Yeah, a colon after 2 and Okay, semicolon after 2, a semicolon after things, because it is explaining or listing malice, guile, hypocrisy, envy, and evil speaking, okay? Number 3, Lena, where did you put your colons? I'm sorry, I can't really hear you. Okay. Afterwards. Oh, that's it you said? So there should be one after words, okay? Letter number 5, Yuvia. It is not correct. It is correct, actually. Sorry. Number 7. Nope, it is not correct. There should be one there. For number 5. Can anybody help her out? Yes, you put it after situation, okay? Number 7, Austin. Where did you put your colons? Okay. And we find this statement. Then you were just going to, not a comma, semicolon. Semicolon after statement, okay? Number 9, Adam. Good. Colon after statement. All right. Let's go to page number 47. Let's go ahead and read through those quickly. Your homework tonight is page 48. Okay. But let's go through the rules on page 47. Your homework is page 48, the evens, okay? The evens. Pardon me? B and C, okay? Let's go through italics really quickly, okay? Underline, italicize the titles of books, magazines, newspapers, plays, works of art, and the names of trains, ships, submarines, aircraft, spacecraft, okay? You would underline or italicize all of these, the titles of books, magazines. When I was in high school, we used to make up a song. Well, not high school. I was in like 6th grade. We made up a song to memorize all the stuff that you need to highlight, but I'm not going to sing it for you. But make sure that, no. It's literally, what is the tune? It's like, I don't know. Okay, but just listen. Don't judge me. Okay, it's, I can't do it. I really can't. I can't. Because I can't. Okay, I can't. Have you guys heard of like the song Joyful, Joyful, We Adore Thee? Like, do, do, do. Yeah, that one. Okay, so it's to that tune, all right? I'm really nervous, so it's probably going to sound really scratchy and really like cringy, but just bear with me. Okay, ready? Okay, listen. Listen, okay? Or not. Don't have to listen, okay? Just follow along with me. Okay, I got really hot all of a sudden. Okay, it goes underline, italicize the titles of each big long book, magazines and newspapers, plays and works of art, ships, trains, airplanes. Don't forget to underline all the spacecraft. And then that's it. But yes, make sure you guys know what to underline, okay? So the Prairie, it's a book. Scientific American, that's a magazine, different things like that. You need to underline or italicize. This is why it's easy to memorize. Okay, the only... Okay, but literally though, the only time you would underline or italicize things if you were typing. You can't really italicize things when you're writing, so you would just underline them, okay? The exception to this rule is the article the is not italicized before the title of a magazine or a newspaper, even if the article is actually part of the title. So if the book says The Prairie or the Lord of the Rings, okay, you would underline the word the. However, if it's in a magazine or a newspaper, you don't underline or italicize the word the, such as the Los Angeles Times or the New York Times. The only thing that would be underlined or italicized would be Los Angeles Times, New York Times. Okay, number 2, underline or italicize words, letters, and numbers referred to as such. Okay, that's when you would be talking or writing within a sentence. You would italicize or underline something that you're referring to, if it's a word, letter, and number. Number 3, underline or italicize foreign words and phrases that have not been accepted as English, okay? Your examples that have been filet mignon, carte blanche, I don't really know, I'm not exactly French, but the words lapsus linguae and experto credite, okay? Those would be underlined. Let's look at your hyphens really quickly. Use a hyphen if you must divide words at the end of a line. Okay, we kind of saw this in our manuscript form where we should divide our words. You wouldn't divide them in the middle of a word unless it's at the end of a line, but you need to pay attention to where you would divide them. Okay, number 2, use a hyphen in compound numbers from 21 through 99. So if you're saying 21, 20-1, 90-9, that's kind of self-explanatory. Use a hyphen in fractions, used as adjectives. Girls, just follow along, please, Yuvia. Thank you. Okay, use hyphens in fractions, used as adjectives. 2/3 majority, 1/3 of the stock. 1/3 of the stock is used as a noun, so you would not use a hyphen there. Number 4, use a hyphen with the prefixes all, ex, self, and with the suffixes elect, okay? So all powerful, ex-convict, self-reliant, senator-elect, different things like that. Okay, number 5, use a hyphen with prefixes before a proper noun or a proper adjective. So pan-Asiatic, pro-America, anti-Russian, all of those would be included with a hyphen. Last rule, number 6, use a hyphen with most compound adjectives used before a noun. So notice how it says most, not all. Cross-country runner, how to do it book, 2-inch margin, red-faced man, you would use a hyphen there, okay? Let's go ahead and do number 1 together. Number 1, underline the words that should be in italics. Class, what words should be in italics? Yes, the annuit coeptus, whatever. Number 2, Europeans commonly cross their 7s to distinguish from their 1s. What should you underline, class? 7 and 1. Number 3, what should you underline there? Cum grano salis. Okay, that's what you should underline. Number 4, Tyler reads the Kalamazoo Gazette every morning after breakfast. What should you underline? Kalamazoo Gazette and not the word the, okay? Because that is either a magazine or a newspaper, okay? Number 5, some people use the doubtful word enthused for the word enthusiastic. What would you underline there? Enthused and enthusiastic, because those are the words you are referring to. Number 6, Winslow Homer worked as a field artist for Harper's Weekly during the Civil War. What should you underline? Harper's Weekly. Number 7, Mrs. Malaprop. Interesting. Mrs. Malaprop, I don't know, is the most unforgettable character in Sheridan's play, The Rivals. What? The Rivals. Okay, number 8. The USS Holland, guys. The USS Holland was the U.S. Navy's first submarine. What would you underline or italicize? Just Holland, apparently. I don't know why. I would underline the whole thing, USS Holland, because that is the title of submarine. Yeah, submarine. Okay? USS is like United States. Ooh. The last one. United States something.
United States shit.
Sure. Okay. All right. Exercise B and C, the evens on page 48. Okay? We said evens today. Okay. Go ahead and put those away. Take out your spelling books. Okay. Your quiz 2B is on Tuesday. Okay. Spelling books. Yep. Yes, you may. Okay. Where is that book? Shh, class. Is that song stuck in your head now? Where is my book? Ooh. Sorry. I can't find my spelling book, but... Oh, there it is. Yep. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and turn to page number 16. Okay. Look at our synonyms for these words, okay? Synonyms for advocate. So advocate would be one who pleads in behalf of another, as in court of justice, one who argues for a cause, a supporter or a defender, to support or recommend publicly. A synonym for that would be champion, defend, justify, maintain. Okay, obviously anything against someone who's for something is an antonym. That means denounce, disapprove, discourage, dissuade. Okay, advocate, you're for something. The opposite of that is you're against something. Okay, frivolous, unimportant, or trivial, or foolish. That is inconsequential, shallow, superficial, trifle. Against that would be grave, important, significant. Okay, so frivolous is unimportant. It means you're superficial, you're trivial, you're foolish. And then against that would be important. Yep. Okay. Number 3, irrevocable. It's incapable of being recalled or altered. Something that would be irreversible, unrecalled, unrepealable. You can't take it back. That's what irrevocable means. Obviously, something opposite of that, you can take it back. So make sure you guys know that. Jeopardy, danger or loss, injury or death. Danger, hazard, different things like that, self-explanatory. Omnipotent, which is possessing unlimited authority or power, God himself, the Almighty. Obviously, we know that God is the most powerful. He has all power. So, Almighty, all power, preeminent, sovereign. And then related forms to that word is omnipotently, omnipotence, different things like that. Omniscient, that's all-knowing. Okay, all-knowing, all-perceiving, all-wise. Wise is your synonyms. Perjury is the willful giving of incomplete, deceptive, or false testimony in a legal document or while under oath in a court of law. So if you're, not telling the truth, you would be lying. Deception, that's perjury. Okay, veracious. Some of you guys need to pay attention. Open your spelling books. Okay. You would think that we're in spelling, your spelling book would be open. So go ahead and open those, follow along. You guys do need to know synonyms, okay? Just be familiar with those words and what they mean. You should know the same thing, what it means. All right, so veracious, that is the adjective form. It is rigidly and unfailingly holding to the truth, characterized by truth. So you're frank, you're honest, truthful. Veracity is the noun form of that word. Rigid and unfailing, adherence to the truth, correctness, accuracy. So that is frankness, honesty, ingenuineness, truthfulness. Verge, a point beyond something which happens, the boundary, brink, threshold, rim, margin, perimeter, whatever you want to call it. That is the verge of something. Vernacular, the language that is commonly spoken by a people of a particular place or country. That is languages, dialects, lingo, slang. That is all a synonym of vernacular. Last one, vivacious, full of life, spirited, light-hearted. Okay, so you're animated, cheerfulness, lively, sprightly, hyper. That is vivacious. Okay, so tonight for homework, do exercise D. You should have done actually exercise C. So let's go over that really quickly. Yes, Austin? Do you have your hands raised? Okay, let's go through it quickly, okay? What is re, class? What is viv? What is AL? Okay, so what is the literal meaning? Pertaining to living again, okay? Some of you guys should have done this. I see you guys filling in.
Where?
On page 19, exercise C.
No.
Okay. What is per? What is jur? What is eos or ous? What is the literal meaning? Having the quality of swearing thoroughly or thoroughly swearing. Okay? Com or con, what does that mean? Voc or voc, voice to call. 8, number 1, etc. Literal meaning? To call together. Awesome. You're good. Tonight is to do, actually just do exercise D. I don't really want you guys to think of words or whatever, or original sentences. So just do exercise D, okay? E, not E, sorry. Exercise D, not E. You guys can probably do it right now. Okay? Shh, class. And I know some of you guys are complaining about a lot of homework, but you guys do have time within the classes to work on it, okay? So you guys can work on it right now. We're done with today's lesson. We'll start a new unit in literature on Monday. Okay, if you guys have any questions, let me know.
Hello, distant learners. Sorry, I forgot to go on the stream. It's a new process. We're in the classroom. Students are taking a quiz, quiz 5. You should have that. I sent it to you guys last night, so you can work on that. And then after they're done, I'll come back on the stream. So you can work on that, and we'll be back shortly. because I don't want you to miss the notes. A water bottle can wait. When someone has to use the restroom, it can't always wait.
You can fill up a water bottle at any time. You can't empty a bladder at any time.
All right, shh. Hello, distant learners. Welcome back. We finished the quiz. We just have a few notes to get through. We're going to do the notes very quickly, and then I'm going to give you guys your homework, and you can start working on it. Yesterday, we left off with talking about Korea, and I don't believe we talked about Southeast Asia quite yet. So there was 10 independent nations. We left off with, ooh, something's going crazy. All right, there we go. Okay, we were talking about Korea and how they took a lot of cultures, right, from China and Japan. We talked about that, so a lot of their ways of politics, religion, everything correlated with China and Japan. Okay, so now, again, like I said, it's going to be real quick. We don't have a lot to go through. We're just going to be summarizing and going through the rest of Southeast Asia. Okay, we have 10 independent nations that make up this Southeast Asia.
It's 109. It's not 109.
I apologize. I don't know why they're like that. I didn't even know. I'm sorry. Hate me if you want to. I said hate. I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. Southeast Asia had 10 independent nations. Okay, we're just going to be going through those 10 independent nations and then maybe give a little summary with them. Okay, we have first Myanmar, or present known or current day known Burma. Myanmar or Burma. We have Thailand. So again, you can kind of see where this Southeast Asia area is. Thailand. We have Laos or Laos. We have Cambodia. Adrian. But you're talking. I don't care if you're paying attention. I don't want talking. We have Vietnam. Malaysia. Singapore. Indonesia. The Philippines, which is where my wife's parents are from. Philippines.
CJ.
He's not from there, no.
No, I know, but he just sounds like a cool.
See, Charles. Philippines. We have Brunei. And Brunei, that is the last one, okay? That is the end of the notes that we're taking. Just to give you again, it was kind of just to tell you guys those. Maybe some side notes that you want. Okay, summary. The largest and most diverse of the Earth's continents has formed a grand stage for world history. The fertile river valleys of Asia were the cradle of human civilization. Okay, a lot of people live there, even today, right? A lot of people live in this Asia area. Okay, we see after the flood, civilization in southern and eastern Asia began in the Indus River Valley of modern Pakistan and along the Huanghe in eastern China. Okay, so a lot of people after the flood were said to go into, obviously, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Israel, that area, but then traveled to the far east. In the following centuries, much of Asia has been plagued by false religion, war, but also has been blessed by the efforts of evangelization by people committed to the gospel of Jesus Christ. Okay, we even see today a lot of nations, they're consumed with war and their religion. They're very dedicated and committed people, even with their religion. And we even see, obviously, in like countries like the Koreas, South and North Korea, still having a civil war and conflict between them. But that's what's consumed. And there's so many different religions, so many people, that there's always going to be problems, certainly with the communistic government. But we won't talk about that in this class. Okay, so that's just a summary of this chapter. Again, we talked about all of from China to Japan, Korea, in those areas, and then we had just a quick summary and listing the other ones, a little background. But that is the end of this chapter. Okay, we kind of had a quiz to summarize the main parts. On Monday, we'll be starting a new chapter, chapter 5, and we're going to be going over Egypt a bit more. But for homework, pulling it up, give me a second. Read pages. Read pages, and again, when I say read, you don't have to read it specifically, but you have to know it well enough in case we have a pop quiz the next day to be ready for that. Read pages. Let's go page 45 to 49. Read pages 45 to 49. I don't believe you have done this yet. And then do section 1 review. I won't make you do all of them. There's 12 questions. I only want you to do 1 through 7. 1 through 7. All. 1 through 7 all. Page 49, section 1 review. Oh, you guys did those ones. Derp. See, that's what I just said. I might have signed it. You're doing the second half of it now. So you did 1 through 7 odd. So now you're doing 8 through 12 evens. Sorry. I thought I signed it, but lesson plans got changed up a little bit this week. So 8 through 12 evens. So you guys probably already did most of the reading then. So again, just be familiar with the reading. You don't have to read it word for word. I won't make you. But be ready for a pop quiz if we do have it. So you're doing page 49, 8 through 12 even. So just 3 questions. You guys can start that now. Have 7 minutes. Should honestly be able to finish it if you wanted to. If you already have it done, you can turn it in. Is that last night's homework?
Yeah, this is last night's.
To be honest, I'm never in here, so I don't know. It's right there. It's right there. I got you. All right, I don't want lots of talking, okay? You can talk quietly, but I want you to be working on your homework or something else. Yes, ma'am. Yes. I don't want to see phones unless you ask me for them, to use them for something only for school. For those in basketball, practice does start on Monday. Sorry I don't get to see you guys quite as much, so I don't get to announce this quite as much. But practice starts on Monday at 3:15. 3:15 to around 4:45, no later than 4:45. We might finish early, 4:30, but 3:15 to that time. So after school, you can change, you can go out there, start stretching, and be ready to work hard. Okay, it's going to be hot, so make sure you have a water bottle. You should already have that to fill up. Because it is going to be hot, and we are doing lots of cardio and body weight stuff. And basically what we're going to be doing, I broke it. Basically what we're doing for the first week is we got to get in shape a little bit, so we're going to do cardio. A lot of people don't know exactly how to play basketball, so we're going to do cardio. It's hot. Take a break, get some water, and while you guys are taking a break, okay, I'm going to be teaching you something, whether it's, hey, this is how we play defense, or this is how we shoot, or how we pass, how we dribble. And then after I teach you, then we'll do it, okay? So try to give you guys a break in the heat, get some water. We're not playing knockout. Oh, play offense? Well, to play offense, we have to know how to shoot, how to dribble, and how to pass. Yeah, you have to know how to shoot, dribble, and pass, and then I'll teach you how to run an offense. Yeah, we'll get there. We're not doing that yet. First, we need to get in shape and teach you the basics. But like I said in the beginning, just promise me to work hard, and you guys would be good. So this will definitely be good for you. Give you muscular endurance. Not yet. You should be sitting down. Yes, sir. Wait till break. Amethyst, you can come get your quiz. The one you just took. I graded hers. What's up? Yes, or you can wait 1 minute and you guys are going to be dismissed. Up to you. Why is everyone standing? Get in your seat.
Because my legs don't work all the time.
Isaac, come get your quiz.
I thought you had a restraining order on it.
It's right here.
Like you're nowhere near me.
Rick, Sherry?
Yeah, they all fucking probably get out. They're like, Sherry? Like, what did they say?
That's why it has to be either Shuri or Zuri. Okay?
Sherry.
It can't be.
Like,
No, it can be S. No, it's spelled S-H-U-R-I. That's how it's spelled.
I put an X because, like, Sherry. How he says it is Sherry.
He does not say Sherry. He's African. Okay? He's like, it's like this. It's like Surrey. What? He has an African accent. How's that racist? That's facts. Ricky, you can come get your quiz.
A lenient, nice teacher would just give it to him.
What do you think I am? What do you think I am?
Not a lenient, nice teacher.
Exactly. Uvia. You guys are dismissed to your break. If you want your quiz, you can wait, and I can give you your quiz real quick.
Are you sure it's on?
Jeremiah. Gabby, get off the floor.
What's the worst? Sitting down on the floor. It's going like, you use your leg muscles. Bending over forward. I never knew how many muscles you had to use to bend over or something until now. I'm like, arm because of the
Adrian is gone.
Like, I can feel every single muscle. Bro, it's like my leg.
Sticking out there, great.
Jaden.
Right here, like right this muscle right here. Does it hurt like your triceps too right here on the back? Yeah, that's what I mean.
Lena.
If you press me really hard right here, I think I would. We're gonna do what? Right here. That doesn't hurt you. No, it's right. Hold on.
Douglas.
Oh, yeah,
You can keep it to study or.
Stole.
Oh, mine hurts so much right here. I do both sides.
Adam.
Oh, laughing hurts so much.
Not yet.
Stop it, stop it.
98.
I marked off a little bit.
Oh, cool. I thought I was gonna get 90. Awesome.
No, you're good.
I'm laughing. Stop it, so much hurts. Right, okay, lift your legs up like this.
If you have a lower grade than me, you're going to Catholic.
Lift your ass.
Oh, man, you're gonna spend a long time there. Like,
You sh-
we're already up for like a whole year.
I started crying. Okay, no, she did this. She like
Oh yeah, the
all the
ZTs
way
instantly knocked off at least 4
down.
days. 4 whole days.
Ready?
Yes.
Put that right
Yes.
front right here. Oh my, no, this part right here hurts. Don't stop touching it. You just gotta wait for it to fade and try your best.
Sorry, Jesse. I thought you were like one of the first ones.
I can't stand when people complain in my class about like claiming to listen. I want to slap them. You ever just want to slap people, Jesse? It's giving people like improper advice. It's like
Derek.
using your back.
No!
No, you lean forward slightly and your arms out
Yeah.
off your body.
Yeah. You just tell people you can like,
If you want to get everyone in
like
shape,
use
ask
your
Ellie
back
for a
and
workout.
stuff.
No.
You think you're so in shape? Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, nah, me too. I'm pretty sure. You really guys don't think I am.
That's not actually more physical.
I wish we had like a gym like that kind of stuff. That'd be cool.
I really didn't do that much.
Maybe in the future.
I do have like a full set of dumbbells. It's like 20 to 500.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could use 20s every once in a while to like help with your rotator cuffs and stuff.
Whoa, banana.
But yeah, they're not very profitable.
Whoa, it's
Certainly not when you're lifting like lifting. All right, where you at, Jesse? You're literally like the last one.
I should sell like a Twitch stream one day, like the
I think we're
Christmas
gonna have the
party.
same because we have like the same.
Like during the Christmas party, you just look up everything. It's like a Twitch.
Maybe not.
You should during the
During
Christmas
the
party.
Christmas party,
We'll see.
Hooray!
I guarantee nothing.
we watched him play
It's like
Fortnite.
it's like Fortnite.
PC building simulator.
It's like relating to the towers. Right
Actually, with that one, I always have to have like a piece of paper or something, because yeah,
Can I see your quiz? Or you already put it away? Pretty sure you had it already.
I like the grass part. The grass
I don't like the henchmen. Dude, it sucks.
There was one question you didn't know.
Yeah, number 5. Hokkaido.
Tell Jesse.
It's like
Sorry.
this is my
Get out of your way.
You can do it the way it's like this. You just go up and down. You keep everything really tense. Oh my gosh, so
You guys at 200.
welcome to geometry. Whoops, my volume's way up. All right, let's go ahead and get out our books and our supplements. We are on page. Why is my volume meter being really weird? Okay, whatever. Let's start on page 31. Our supplements are on page 20. In your supplement, you'll only have a couple notes and a large blank space. Okay? The reason for that is because I'm going to show you guys how to do these constructions using the steps on the page. So you should do it, your compass, your ruler, and get out and do the constructions as I do them. So construction 1 is to construct the perpendicular of a bisector, or construct a perpendicular bisector of a line segment. Okay, ladies? All right. Okay. Step 1 is line segment. No steps, but like draw a line segment. It doesn't matter. The steps will still work. Okay? So I need to go and a particular I'm not going to look at this one does look pick a length. The only goal is here is to cut whatever length you make in half. So I drew a line. That's it. All right, so we're given line AB. Okay, your textbook is a different matter, but there it is. We have line AB. We're given it. Required is to construct the perpendicular bisector of AB. So construction has the following steps. First of all, with A as center and a radius greater than half AB, draw arcs above and below AB. Now you're going to have to get used to this kind of language because this is how all our constructions are going to be written. Okay, so with A as center, we're going to take the non-marking point of our compass. Okay, actually, it would be easier to show it here. Okay. The side of our compass, we're going to place that on A. And then it says our radius is greater than half of B. Okay, it doesn't have the full half base. The compass is clearly over half of B. Not aiming for half. I just okay, then with that radius locked in place again, hopefully this kind of compass we can spin a little bit. You put A as and mark above and below. You can't hit it. It's just all right. The reason why we mark above and below is because we need to be able to hit on top and bottom. How many points determine a line? 2. So you need 2 points to work with. That's why we're above and below. That'll give us 2 points. Okay? Then, without changing my compass, I'm going to leave it exactly the same. Just with B center. Okay? So, and I'm going to mark it so I hit the original 2 arcs. If you can't get the original 2 arcs, it means your original radius wasn't big enough. You have to expand it and try again from both. Right? Yeah, I know. That's why we tell you at least half of AB. Okay, I usually aim like nearly all of AB if I've got room because then you don't have to worry about it. Yep. Yep. All right, so then all you do is take a straight edge. You draw a straight line called C and E. Is both bisecting AB. If I go through and this is roughly 2 3/4, you'll notice I'm right about 1. Okay, trust me, that's right about half. Okay, it's exactly. It's also perpendicular. If I check the protractor, it's 90 degrees. If you do not have both top and bottom, either you will miss the midpoint of your line, or you will not make a perpendicular. One of the two will happen. I it and do just one. You can't. You have to do both top and bottom. I'll leave that up for just a moment while I take some questions. Amethyst. No, that's just from the marker leaving because that's where my stop points were. No, we just treat the end of the line as we don't make larger points on purpose because that makes them fuzzy. Does that make sense? Make them little uncertain where they are. But the darker, the longer I leave it, the darker. Yes. Yep.
I don't know where to Douglas.
All right. Yes, exactly. All right. This is